What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video. Today we are watching Ultra Vegito by CallMeARJ. Ultra Vegito must kill, hit, time skip versus time range. I think I probably held this one. I held this video off for a minute because it's a 40-minute video, of course. But, you know what I'm saying? That don't matter. We here now. And we're going to get into it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's go.
So our story continues with Ultra Vegito.
Make sure I get some popcorn, something to think
on Hit's shoulder, and having self-revived himself using the time ring.
Set popcorn. Let's get in this man.
Oh, how is this possible?
Because he's different, Hit.
With my own hands, your pulse was gone. There was no sign of life. Has Son Goku learned to mask his life force now? And before questioning himself anymore, quickly leaps away to gain space, like just being near the God Killer spelled danger. Eventually landing some distance away and thinking in his mind, and his speed. This is not normal. He moves with as little presence as even the most gifted of hitmen. Meanwhile, Vegito, witnessing Hit's quick escape, just smiles, his hands on his hips, as he powers down to base and says mockingly, "Oh, what's wrong? Gone so soon, Hit? And here I was, just starting to enjoy our little reunion, friend."
Oh, shit.
But Hit, looking with a far less of a jovial mood, replies, "Friend, you should know better than most. There are no friends in my line of work.
Shut your ass up.
Only clients and targets. And you would be one target, Son Goku, that has now escaped death by my hand. Twice.
Yeah, he did.
Tell me, are you immortal or not? Because that was not in the job description." To which Vegito in response just looks into the palm of his hand and says, "I guess you would have some questions after that. But long story short, no, I'm not immortal, Hit. But with these 4 time rings, I can at least pretend to be 8 times. 8 chances to escape death." Before the mood shifts and an angered scowl appears in the Saiyan's face as he continues, "Scratch that. I don't even have 8 anymore because of that little cowardly attack from far off you pulled. I'm down to 7 now. You cost me a life, and now you're either gonna pay with yours or tell me about this other time ring user you mentioned." But seemingly not bothered in the slightest by the God Killer's threats, he just immediately extends his fist and readies his fighting stance, as he replies, "Well, it looks like I've chosen death then, Son Goku. Since I'm afraid that isn't information I can share. But then again, I'm not entirely sure it's knowledge you'll even need to know once we're done with our reunion." Vegito, of course disappointed, then folds his arms and snidely says back, "So I guess that also means you won't be revealing who put you up to this, will you? Because you know, if you tell me, I might end up killing them instead of you. Call it a secret among assassins." To which Hit scoffs and replies, "Honestly, I don't think the answer to that question even needs to be said.
Oh, shit.
It should be obvious, God Killer. Enough talk. I prefer to strike from the shadows, but you know all too well I can work in plain sight too. And there's nothing you can do to stop me." Before instantly, Hit launches towards Vegito, the floor and background behind him turning shades of blue and shattering as if manipulating the dimension itself, as Hit uses what seems like his famous time skip. but a still just amused Vegito can only smile back and say, time skip? Really, Hit? Do you really think that ancient technique I've seen a million times is really gonna be what beats me? I could have swore I already showed you. Just with Kaioken, I completely outspeed and outclass your dumb time loops. Well, first of all, this is not time skip, Son Goku. As suddenly, after hearing this mysteriously close by voice, Hit is suddenly revealed to be standing right behind Vegito, undetected by even the Ultra Saiyan, as the shocked God Killer yells out, "What in the world? When did you?" Turning his head quickly as he continues, "If this isn't time skip, then what is?" But of course, the Hitman, not being one to waste time, instantly then lands a kick right on the backside of Vegito, just before his full body turns. But the attacks don't stop there, as using the same time skip-like technique, Hit then finds himself straight in front of the mid-flight Vegito, striking him right across the face with intensity. The aftermath being, of course, Vegito's body flying straight onto the ground below for a loud explosion, as Vegito is brutally skidded across the ground, face first, until coming to a stop, only muttering in pain, "This isn't time skip? How is he moving like that? Is he just that fast now?" But as Vegito wonders what in Universe 6 this could even be, Hit then descends perfectly to the ground with a light thud, before looking at his latest target and saying finally, "This, Son Goku, is what I call Time Leap.
Time Leap.
This time, there will be no outspeeding me, Kaioken or not." Painstakingly,
you look cooked, Goku.
Vegito in response would then slowly push himself back up, shaking off the debris and dust that now covered his garments, as with his eyes closed, he grumbles, "Time Leap, huh? These names just get stupider and stupider, don't they, Hit? But the worst thing here is that you've ruined my new clothes. Just bought these. Time skip or time leap, all it means is that it's time to die." As Vegito suddenly gets back to his feet and reveals his left eye now blackened, with just a white iris in the middle remaining. Some way, somehow, even in base, Vegito is tapped into a portion of his final form. As Vegito then says ominously, "That was a nice trick though. But just remember, you aren't the only one who has mastered time."
Oh shit.
As suddenly, to the left of Hit, a time portal suddenly opens up, much to his surprise. The first time we can assume he's even seen anything like this. As his eyes shift to it, at first, not knowing at all what is happening, he thinks, "What is that? Is this Son Goku or Vegeta's move? I don't remember seeing this at all. But why? Why do I sense a disturbance in the balance of time?" But before the mystery could have any more thought put into it, Vegito shoots out and from within the portal returns the favor on Hit, banging him straight in the face with a straight right. The punch is hard, but not too hard though, as Hit is quick to regain himself, skidding across the ground by his feet. But Vegito, unbothered, just comments, "Where was your time leap there? Seems you're just as vulnerable as you always were to the unknown. You can't see the future, but I can." Hit, now some distance away, finally shows the aftermath of Vegito's attack.
He hit you.
As a line of blood drops down from his mouth, which he quickly then wipes with his thumb as he responds. So, that's what the time rings can do. I've heard much about them, but never had the opportunity to see them in action until now. You've done well to make use of them for an amateur sword dude.
Oh.
Tell me, just how far did you travel forwards in time to catch me off guard like that? But hearing this, a suspiciously big grin then finds itself on Vegito's face, as if he knows something Hit doesn't. As he then lets out, "Done well for an amateur, huh? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know how far exactly, but I do know it was far enough to see the outcome of this battle already, Hit. And trust me, this doesn't end well for you." Huh? He couldn't have. Hit, hearing this, of course, is left momentarily confused by his opponent's words, wondering if he was truly telling the truth, thinking, would the rings really have allowed him to see the future of this fight already? Impossible. Each timeline is separate from the last.
Is it?
If he could do that, it would mean... What? But while Hit remained stuck in his thoughts over just how powerful the time rings could be, right below him on the ground in front of him, yet another time portal appears.
You can't be thinking. You can't be thinking about this shit, Hit.
And this time, even faster than before, the God Killer explodes out with an uppercut that knocks Hit directly on the chin. Taking advantage of the confusion he knew he would cause Hit, and this time he makes the attack be felt far more than the last, as he yells, "Call yourself an assassin? You can't even keep your eyes on your target, amateur!"
Damn, you on your ass.
Sending the hitman flying uncontrollably across the field until... eventually slamming back first onto the ground, his body seemingly still incapacitated from being rocked so hard. And finally, as his body comes to a standstill, flat on the soil, it can only grumble out, "Those portals! What a ridiculous ability! Those rings! I need them!" Vegito, though, meanwhile, almost emulating Hit before him, again then lands himself on the ground softly, his arms folded as he walks slowly towards Hit, laughing as he mockingly spouts, "Now what did I tell you, Hit? I told you. I already saw the outcome of this battle.
Damn.
Time this and time that. What difference does it make when it is I who controls the future?" As a massive grin then stretches across the God Killer's face as he continues, "Just give it up, Hit. Dozens before you have come and gone, gods and angels alike, to try and stop you. And you, just a lowly one of their slaves, will fare no better. Let's save everyone some time here, and just tell me who put you up to this, and who this other time ring user you mentioned is.
It ain't gonna go that easy.
Or better yet, if you so wish to hold on to your stupid morals, at least tell me if you could be of some use to me. That attack you got me with truly was undetectable. As annoying as it is, you really did manage to take one of my precious lives with your assassination abilities. I must know, do you think it could work on the Grand Priest too if you wanted Hit? Would he too not be able to see where your attack came from?"
Hell no.
And for a moment, as we see through the legs of Vegito, the still down Hit,
she ain't gonna work.
A short silence as perhaps Hit contemplates whether he'll divulge any information or not. Until suddenly, with a smile, and strangely his face beginning to glitch out, it says, "Ha ha ha. So, the information on you was true. You really are foolish enough to think you can defeat the Grand Priest. Son Goku, I know you never back down from a challenge, but even you should learn to know your own limits." As eventually, Hit's entire body begins to glitch out and disappear like his face was, as if his whole body was never even supposed to be there. What just happened? Immediately shocking Vegito, who had never seen anything like this before, especially from Hit, who he was sure he landed clean on, as he queries, "What the hell? His body is like a broken TV. Was that some kind of multi-tool technique? Energy, it's gone! Must have been a clone." Until finally, the entire body vanishes, leaving Vegito alone, none the wiser. Very deductive of you, Son Goku. I wonder what gave it away. Hit! As suddenly a sarcastic voice from afar calls out, leading to Vegito immediately turning around with speed and confusion to see... What? In a shocking turn of events, Ultra Vegito then finds himself completely surrounded by 5 different hits, and not one of them seems to be any less real than the other. As Vegito wonders, when did he have time to split up? I couldn't sense him at all, let alone 5 of him. Something isn't right here. As yet another hit from again afar interrupts Vegito and yells, "Up here, God Killer. Seems your senses have dulled in your old age, Son Goku." As the real Hit supposedly is then finally revealed to be standing atop a tall tree in the distance, his arms folded and not a fleck of emotion on his cold face, as he then lets out, "Son Goku, I know it's been a few years, but it's surprising to see you forget techniques I've already shown you. Even after living for over 1,000 years, I haven't forgotten the face and techniques of any of my targets.
Oh, okay.
These are my time clones, perfect copies of my energy, and they are the exact reason nobody, not even you, could even detect where I'll attack from. At any one time, there could be dozens of my clones scattered all over, watching you from all angles, ready to strike when you least expect it. Behind trees, rocks, or hidden in the darkness, no being, divine or mortal, will know when their last breath is, as long as they are my target. And unfortunately, that is now you.
You can't go out like no bitch."
And just as the real Hit finishes his monologue, almost as if on cue, all 5 of the Hit time clones surrounding Vegito then get into fighting stance, ready to fire off on Vegito, just as the original Hit did earlier. Of course, alarming Vegito as he yells to the real Hit, "Don't tell me you're going to get all your clones now to shoot me, huh? This time all 5 instead of just you? Doesn't seem very fair, does it, Hit?" But the true Hit, on top of the tree despite Vegito's words, also then gets into stance, showing that not just the 5 on the ground, but even he in the air will block all paths of escape for Vegito, as he cautions, "Well, I can eliminate you in a less painful way too, but only if you remove those time rings. As long as you keep coming back, I'll continue to shoot you down until all your lives are gone. It would just be a waste to let those rings disappear.
Hey, cook that nigga, Vegito.
As long as I am alive, you will never be able to escape me or my time clones. Give up. But Vegito, now completely changing his expressions and mannerisms as if schizophrenic, then inexplicably covers one eye as he replies confidently, "As long as you're alive, you say. If only there was something I could do about that hit. But, you know, before you go, I'll tell you this. You are pretty damn impressive. You've proved yourself more a struggle to deal with than almost every god I've faced so far. But it's sad to see, just as you may be stronger, you're equally a whole lot more deluded too."
Dang.
"So be it then, Son Goku. I gave you your chance. Fire!"
I know who Vegito is.
On Hit's command, he and the other 5 hits then simultaneously fire off from their front fists singular beams of concentrated energy and air that within nanoseconds surround Vegito completely. But Vegito, who quickly darts his eyes around, observing each and every beam's direction and velocity, just remains oddly still until child's play.
Oh shit.
Ultra Vegito removes his hand, revealing his black eye once again, but now paired with his white-haired Ultra Instinct form, coated in divine aura as he begins to make his move. And instantly, with the speed and perfect movement expected from the technique of the angels, Vegito's body moves without thought, dodging each and every beam, simultaneously moving so fast that after images of himself are left in the dust. Until finally, having dodged all 6, Vegito makes it into the air.
Hey.
But as he reaches the peak, 2 of his fingers mysteriously then rise up to his forehead. Could this be for instant transmission, or could it be for something else? As suddenly, Ultra Vegeta reveals his trump card, suddenly summoning 5 of his divine apparitions, this time including Beerus, Belmont, Kitella, Toppo, and Cognac, each appearing respectively behind the 5 hit time clones, and each of course being a victim of Vegito that had their energy absorbed previously. As instantly, without a second's thought, each of the apparitions, following their master Vegito's lead, then slaughters the time clones in single hits, with of course all 5 divine beings completely overpowering the assassin's copies. What are those? Leaving the real Hit, who still stands at the peak of the nearby tree, to be nothing short of bewildered, as now he begins to not even trust his own eyes, continuing,
"Yeah, Hit, you're not on that level, brother. I'm sorry.
Can't be real. The gods, are they on his side? Surprise!" But just as Hit begins to put any of the pieces of the puzzle together, the 2 fingers Vegito lifted earlier are revealed to not only have summoned the apparitions, but also to use instant transmission to get him straight to the location of Hit. Now face first, he cocks back his fist and... But just as the fist reaches within literal inches of Hit's face... Time lag! Hit, in retaliation, yells out the name of an all-new move in his arsenal. But just what will this one do? What the? But instantly, the effects are clear as the background behind Hit seemingly shatters into 1,000 pieces. Vegito, standing still inches away from his foe, but now frozen in time it seems, as the perplexed Saiyan yells out, "What? What have you done to me? My body, I can barely move it, like I'm in slow motion." As Vegito can then be seen struggling to move his fingers open, as no matter how hard he tries, he still is only able to move no faster than a snail. Still struggling mid-air, only the rare laugh of Hit can then be heard. "Tell me what this is, Hit!" As the confusion and annoyance over Vegito's lack of control over his body soon comes to a boiling point. But as Vegito rages, Hit still just remains smiling, amused at how well his ultimate technique had performed, before letting out, "Stop panicking. That's unlike you, Son Goku. I guess that must be the Vegeta side of you. What this is the end of the battle. I've trapped you now in a pocket of time that only I am in control of. A space where time moves 500 times slower, and so too will anything locked inside it. You won't be able to do anything anymore, God Killer." 500 times slower? You can do that too? Leaving Vegito in a state of not only shock, but also slightly impressed too. But while Vegito admires the technique, Hit meanwhile carefully and cautiously begins moving his arm towards the right hand of Vegito, the same hand that wields all 4 of his remaining time rings. Before, in a shock move, he begins removing each of the time rings one by one off the hand of Vegito. "What the hell do you think you're doing, Hit?" As Vegito remains still virtually trapped in the time pocket, forced to just watch on as he's robbed in daylight.
Trying to take the rings, okay, Hit. Trying to stay up.
Planning.
The last video I'm recording today.
Lose any more of these. You'll pay for this, Hit! Causing Vegito at this point to seethe in anger, as just subtly his body does begin to move ever so slightly faster. Hit now, having retrieved the time rings though, and seemingly won the battle now in his mind, then responds unfazed, "Pay for what, Son Goku? I could have done this while you were dead on the ground. So if anything, be thankful I did this while you were alive, and gave you a few more seconds to live. And besides, these time rings are not meant for someone like you to use. But then again, neither are they meant for those gods who held on to them for so long. No one, bar my master, the Supreme Kai of Time, Chronoa, has any understanding of time like myself. And with these by my side, I can only imagine what usage I could get out of them. If my own time lag was enough to defeat the famed Son Goku finally, with these, I will be unstoppable." What you could do with them? As suddenly something about what Hit just said reverberates completely through Vegito's body, as he stares at Hit as if a light bulb has gone on and thinks, It's true. If Hit has this much mastery over time just by himself, imagine what he'll be able to do with a time ring." And having said this, Hit then looks into the palm of his own hands, and inside it are the 4 time rings, calmly saying, "Finally, These are with their rightful owners.
Hell no, they not.
Before then placing them in his pockets, as if that's where they always belong. Before then getting into fighting stance once more, but this time point blank to Vegito, as an inspiring fist then reaches directly in the line of sight of the God Killer to ensure this time there will be no escape for Vegito. And Hit, finally looking on at his now secured victim, then says, "Well, even with all this extra time I've given you, you didn't manage to say much for your final words.
Oh shit.
But this will be my final goodbye to you, Son Goku. You cannot move, and there are no time rings to save you this time. My mission ends here, and so does yours."
Okay, Hit.
To which an almost at peace Vegito replies,
You talking too much against Hit,
right.
unless he was training.
This technique of yours, in fact, all of these time-based techniques you've showed me today are simply amazing. You are a genius, Hit, and always have been. This may be goodbye, but if I'm going to lose, it's an honor to have lost to you, old friend. And for a moment, with these poignant farewells said, there is a period of silence until... Without remorse, Hit finishes the contract killing and flies straight into the skull of Vegito. Or at least, he thought. As just as the beam fires at rapid speed, inexplicably, the 500 times slowed down Vegito still manages to immediately vanish in the nick of time, leaving behind a ghostly apparition as the beam shoots right through his head. Eventually being realized by Hit, as when he moves his arm, there appears to be nothing in front of him anymore. And with a panicked face, he questions, "Goku? Where did he go? How?" But with that being just one too many questions, abruptly, he is striked on the neck by a flat palm, and instantly knocked almost unconscious in the process, being sent flying rapidly to the ground like a speeding bullet. And standing above as the culprit is of course revealed to be Ultra Vegito, but in his final form this time, surrounded in his iconic black lightning, and looking down
okay,
the
Vegito.
assassin that had been beaten by him so easily.
This is my last video of the day, boy.
Lets out
God, I'm
mockingly,
getting tired.
"Target eliminated." Back on the ground, still
fucked up,
smoking from
little
the
Hit.
hard collision of the planet, Hit's near lifeless and immovable body lays flat on the floor. And with what appears to be his final breaths in the conscious
Not the
world,
final breath.
he grunts out, "How? You're still in the time pocket? You should be moving 500 times slower." Even as he says this, Vegito descends as normal to the ground, as if not being restrained by anything. All the while Hit watches on in pure disbelief, barely able to mutter anything more. But Vegito, willing to put Hit's question to rest before he is, then finally says, "Yes, Hit, you made me 500 times slower. And what difference do you think such a thing would make to one who can increase his speed 1,000-fold at will? Maybe if you slowed me down 5,000 times, it might have made a difference."
Oh shit.
Impossible. Before finally, Hit closes his eyes and falls unconscious finally, with his last sight being the ultimate power of Ultra Vegito.
Yes, sir.
Vegito, now with the battle over, then walks over slowly to the Hitman, and without a second's more thought, reaches through the pockets of his downed foe, whispering,
You're robbing him too?
You should have never taken what was always mine. Hit. Before Vegito would then lift his hand back up from the unconscious body, and in his hands this time would be the 4 time rings that were taken from him. But once back in his possession, a thought begins to cloud Vegito's mind as he looks down at Hit and remains silent for a moment, before then surprisingly flicking one of the time rings, the same ring that only had 1 life left, onto the chest of the out of commission Hit. That was a good fight, Hit. Like I said earlier, you truly have impressed me with what you have done using time. Opened my eyes even. And you're probably right that with the time rings under your disposal, just who knows what crazy techniques you could come up with.
Boy.
But I do know. I want to find out. Since you took a life off me, you may as well have the last life on this ring. Use it wisely, and maybe one day, show me again just what you can do.
Oh shit.
And with that mysterious turn of events complete, Vegito then summons his angel staff within his hand, pulling it closer and then yelling in classic Vegito style. Now, as I was saying before I got interrupted, take me to this universe's god of destruction! And just like that, the god killer shoots off to meet with Lord Champa. In the aftermath, Hit is left on the ground motionless, but still breathing and alive. It's clear as day he will make a recovery, but little would Hit or Vegito know, just inches away, almost in the exact same spot Vegito left, another time portal would open. But this time, 2 feet who don't look like Vegito's appear, as the figure looks down at the defeated Hit and remarks, My.
Well,
Looks like
well.
someone already got to you before I did, assassin. As much as I'm annoyed at them stealing my chance at fun,
Black Goku.
I guess I owe
Goku
them
Black, I'm
one
tripping.
for dealing with such an annoyance.
What do you think about a team up?
As unbelievably standing there with his classic evil smile is none other than the once thought erased Goku Black, the original God Killer and the original time ring user.
Are they about to team up?
With 1 life on his ring after using the other to survive Zeno's erasure.
Man, that was a long episode, but I know I fell asleep a couple times, but those and all. Not because of the content, guys. Please don't tell me when you see me. If you see me fall asleep, not because of the content, guys. I just be tired. It's 3:19 in the morning. I gotta finish packing. Man, anyway, it don't matter. Shout out to CallMeARJ, bro. This is a cool chapter, bro. He fucked up Hit was putting up a good ass fight. Really good fight, but you know, it's Vegeta's over Vegeta. So anyway, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check out the last one right here. Check out another video right here, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.